Good evening and welcome to the campus of Maranatha Baptist University in Watertown, Wisconsin. So glad you could join us for tonight's broadcast of this NCCAA Division II non-conference women's basketball game featuring the visiting Tigers of Grace Bible College and the Maranatha Baptist University SaberCats. Tigers enter this evening's contest 10-14 on the season. They have been victorious in 7 out of the last 11 games. In that span, they have only lost one NCCAA contest, and that just so happened to be a 12-point home loss to these SaberCats. Tigers will be looking to avenge that loss from a couple weeks ago and set the record straight here tonight in Watertown. Miranda Carlson leads Grace offensively with 16.5 points per game, although she has not played in 2 of the last 4 games for the Tigers, so we'll be interested to see what her level of involvement is here tonight. She's coming off a 20-point performance in her last outing. Meanwhile, the SaberCats come into this one 6-12 on the season. They've lost 4 in a row, but the last 2 games were decided by a total of 8 points, so they are close to shaking free of that losing shadow. Just this week, sophomore Kelsey Johnson was named the January's Pizza Hut Player of the Month, and for good reason. She started all 9 January games for the SaberCats, averaging 17.4 points per game, 8.4 rebounds, and 4.3 assists per game, notching 3 double-doubles in that span. But tonight, Johnson's older sister, Lexi Butil, has a chance to claim the spotlight as she closes in on a big milestone in her SaberCat career. Butil is just 26 points shy of 1,000 career points. 26 points would also be a single-game career-high mark for the senior, so a big opportunity here tonight for the SaberCats.
The NCCAA and Maranatha Baptist University promote good sportsmanship by student-athletes, coaches, and spectators. We request your cooperation by supporting the participants and officials in a positive manner. Profanity, racist, sexist comments, or other intimidating actions will not be tolerated. Furthermore, public intoxication or the possession or consumption of alcoholic beverages and tobacco products are all grounds for removal from the site of competition and other disciplinary actions. After all, Maranatha and Grace both hold many long-standing traditions, but poor sportsmanship is not one of them. Good evening. Welcome to the campus of Maranatha Baptist University and its NCCAA Division II women's basketball matchup, featuring the visiting Tigers of Grace Bible College. And your Maranatha Baptist University SaberCats. Please rise and move your hands for a word of prayer. Following prayer, we will honor our country with the playing of the national anthem, Meet the Starters, and get this game underway. Let's pray. Heavenly Father, I thank you for the game of basketball. Thank you for giving Grace a safe trip here. They have some bad weather waiting them on the way back tomorrow, so I pray you get them safety on the roads on the way back. Tonight, Lord, I pray that the players would compete with safety, with skill, that the coaches and officials would make accurate decisions. But above all, Lord, I pray that everything we do and say inside this gym tonight would bring honor and glory to you. We pray this in the name of your Son, our Lord and our Savior, Jesus Christ. Amen. And now let's meet the starters, beginning with the visiting Grace Bible College Tigers. A senior from Cadillac, Michigan, number 2, Mackenzie McCord. A sophomore from Big Rapids, Michigan, number 11, Miranda Carlson. A junior from Holland, Michigan, number 12, Megan Pfeiffer. A freshman from Grand Rapids, Michigan, number 13, Megan George. And a junior from Hudsonville, Michigan, number 21, Jewel Rowe. The Tigers are coached by Rich Benzema, assisted by Fred Costin and Mike Wood. And now, the starters for your Maranatha Baptist University SaberCats. A freshman guard from Watertown, Wisconsin, number 5, Blair Hansel. A sophomore forward from Stevenson, Michigan, number 12, Carly Johnson. A sophomore forward from Stevenson, Michigan, number 13, Kelsey Johnson. A senior forward from Stevenson, Michigan, number 14, Lexi Butel. And a senior guard from Green Bay, Wisconsin, number 25, Katie Bender. The SaberCats are coached by Clayton Morrison's 25th season, assisted by Rob Thompson, with student managers Kelly Dyke and Ruth Tunn. The officials this evening are Nick Bashero, Michael Steidel, and Daniel West. Let's play basketball.
Once again, thank you for joining us here in Watertown on the campus of Maranatha Baptist University. So glad to have you along on this cold, snowy winter's night here in Watertown. Starters for the Grace Bible College Tigers, number 2 McCord, 11 Carlson, 12 Pfeiffer, 13 George, and 21 Rowe. For the SaberCats, it's the usual 5, number 5 Hansel, 12 and 13 Johnson and Johnson, 14 Butel, and 25 Bender. First shot for the Tigers, off the mark, and Kelsey Johnson rips down the board and starts the offense for the SaberCats. Butel, top of the key for 3, too long. Underneath, Hansel and Carlson fighting for the loose ball, and a held ball will give it to the SaberCats on the possession arrow. Johnson in from the baseline to Bender. Tigers opening up, matchup zone, look. Shot no good, McCord the rebound. Pushes the tempo into the front court for the Tigers. Cross to Rowe. In the corner now is George. Gets past Johnson, stops in the lane. Nothing there, so she backs it out to McCord, who is fouled by Bender on the reach-in. So McCord inside to George. Confusion on the defensive side for the SaberCats. Unable to stay with the runners. And the Tigers first on the board this evening. Butel turns at the elbow, dishes to Bender in the corner for 3. Shot is good from Katie Bender. Corner 3. One-point lead for the SaberCats. In the lane, George, runner, rattles around and in. Now the Tigers in a man-to-man look. Carly Johnson at the elbow, bounces to Bender. Lefty dribble drive from Bender. She's fouled, I believe. All 3 officials with their hands raised, and they concur. It is a foul on Miranda Carlson, the first of the contest. May have some blood on the finger. So timeout called on the floor as the coach performs the duties of a certified athletic trainer. Apparently not satisfactory yet. Gives us a chance to remind you The SaberCats would like to thank their sponsors for the 2017-18 season: Realty Executives Platinum, Kleckers Heating and Air, Family Dental Practice, Copeland Excavating, Watertown Bowl, Culver's, and a special thanks to our premier sponsor, Pizza Hut. Thank you for your continued support of SaberCat Athletics. Buelltel dishes to Johnson on the wing. Three-pointer, no. Ball tipped out of bounds by Buelltel to the Tigers. Tigers driving all the way over from Grand Rapids, Michigan this afternoon. Snowy weather in store here in Watertown. So I believe the travel plans for the Tigers is to stay in Wisconsin this evening and make the return trip tomorrow under hopefully better weather. Tigers switching through the SaberCat screens. Buelltel drives, kicks to Johnson. Now Johnson with 4 on the shot clock gets it to go. Wasn't the most fluid offensive possession, but the SaberCats come away with 2 points and stay within 1. Carlson in the lane to Pfeiffer. Carlson, a 16-foot attempt, no good. And again, Kelsey Johnson, the rebound, pushes it up to Bender. Good defending there from Rowe. Buelltel spins, rises up, no good. George the board. Outlet to McCord. These teams met in Grand Rapids back on January 19th. SaberCats came out victorious. A 12-point win, 85-73 on that night. Looking to repeat history here in Watertown and sweep the home and away series with grace this season. McCord off the turnover, dishes to Carlson on the baseline, lost the handle out of bounds. Bender now at the top of the key. Again, Tigers defenders switching through every screen. Johnson pops from 14. Nope. McCord again the rebound. Ahead to Pfeiffer. On the wing is George. She's fouled. I believe that's on a 3-point attempt. The foul is called on the senior Lexi Buelltel, her first. And 3 shots coming now for Megan George, freshman out of Grand Rapids, Michigan. Right through the center on her first attempt. She shoots it at about 87% from the free throw line. And no problem for Megan George. Maisie Aldridge checks into the game. Hansel will take a seat on the SaberCat bench. One more free throw coming for Megan George. Final attempt rattles up and in. And George gets all 3 points the hard way. Good pass from Bender. Lofted it cross court. Perfect trajectory. Right in the path of Johnson. So Bender gets the assist, Johnson the score. And then the Tigers answer on the other end. They keep a 4-point lead. Aldridge. Johnson bounces to Bender. Finger roll from Bender goes. One possession game. Here's Rowe on the wing, working against Aldridge. Kicks to Carlson. George gets past Johnson, rises up on the baseline, won't go. Kelsey Johnson the rebound on the weak side. Kelsey Johnson already has 3 rebounds here in the early going. Now on the wing, working against McCord. Kicks to her sister, Buell-Tell. Bender now with a dribble drive. Lays it up off glass and in. Katie Bender with 7 points here. Just over 5 minutes gone by in the first quarter. All square at 11. Carlson down low to Buell-Tell. Takes it away. Johnson across court to Bender. In the lane, Carly Johnson spins. Back out to Johnson for three. And the Johnson duo causing problems on the offensive end. SaberCats lead 14-11 as we head to our first timeout. We'll be right back.
For aspiring scientists pursuing graduate or medical school, MBU provides an excellent start. It's because of professors like Dr. Marcos Garza Madrid, an MD whose PhD in biotechnology drives his passion for biotech and business development. And it's due to students who are focused on their futures and are eager to go, serve, and lead wherever God sends them. Pursue your calling at Maranatha Baptist University.
7-0 for a run for the SaberCats in the last few minutes of play here in the first quarter. Has them enjoying a 3-point lead. But only for a moment as Jewel Rowe knocks down a three-pointer on the wing and ties the game once again. Bender almost tipped away. Loose ball. Falls on the court. Aldridge can't corral it, but Johnson finds Buell-Tell on the baseline. And Buell-Tell gets her first basket to go. Mentioned in the opening, Buell-Tell now 24 points shy of 1,000 career points for the SaberCats. She'll need a career night tonight to reach that milestone. So a big opportunity for some fireworks on the offensive end for the SaberCats. Bender's three-point attempt won't go. Falls to Aldridge. And Johnson in the corner as Buell-Tell rises up. 16-footer on the baseline. Bounces off the front end of the rim. And a little home court roll. SaberCats back up by 4. Rowe backs down Aldridge. Kicks to Pfeiffer on the wing. Back to Rowe. Foot on the line. It's a two-point attempt. Won't go. Bender the rebound. SaberCats working the ball around the perimeter. Buell-Tell in the corner. Spots up for three. Can't get it to go. Again, Aldridge with another offensive rebound. And this time she's able to put it up and in. Carlson for three. No. Rowe corrals the loose rebound. And again, Carlson on the wing. Rowe to McCord for three. No good. Swat out of bounds. Carlson the last to touch it. So it'll stay with the Tigers. Hinken headed to the bench as Lovegrove checks into the game for the first time for the Tigers. Lovegrove on the ball, cross to Rowe. SaberCats staying in their 2-3 zone. Rowe to Carlson in the lane, turns and connects. Bender floats it into Johnson, cross court to Kelsey Johnson for three, no. And Glass comes away with the rebound. On the break now for the Tigers, kicks to Carlson for three, rattles up and rattles down. 1 point game under a minute to play in the first quarter. Tigers started to make some shots from the field. Here's Bender on the drive. Through contact, no call. And Carlson away with the rebound. Carlson back to Lovegrove, across to Rowe. Aldridge putting the pressure on Carlson. Rowe dumps it in the corner to McCord, who connects right in front of the SaberCat bench, giving the Tigers a 2-point lead. 10 seconds to play in the first quarter. Johnson wide open underneath the basket. Aldridge can't find her. Buell with a turnaround jumper. Goes. And the Tigers unable to get a shot off. All square at 22 as we're headed to the second quarter. We'll be right back to Watertown after this break.
Thank you for watching the MBU SaberCats Network.
How much money do your home's energy bills steal from your wallet every month? Well, heating your home takes a third of your energy money, water heating takes over a tenth, and air conditioning takes over a tenth. Those alone account for more than half of your monthly energy bill. Since 1979, Klecker's Heating and Air Conditioning of Watertown has been selling and installing high-quality, state-of-the-art, energy-efficient home comfort equipment and providing maintenance services to existing equipment to keep it running at peak efficiency and saving you money. Call them today at 920-261-9218 to learn how Kleckers can help you keep more of your energy money in your wallet. All square at 22 as we start the second quarter here in Watertown. Couple of runs by the SaberCats in the first quarter, but the Tigers able to stay even. Ashley Glass shuffling her feet in the lane, a turnover to start the first possession for the Tigers. Gives the ball back to the SaberCats. Grace now with 4 turnovers, and only 1 for the SaberCats. Johnson kicks back, stolen away by Carlson, and then fouled. By Kelsey Johnson. Aldridge fell down at the top of the lane, and Buell trying to recover. Fouled. That's the second on Lexi Buell. Lovegrove to Carlson. McCord in the corner saves it back to Carlson. Lovegrove for 3. Won't fall. And Johnson tipped out of bounds. Bailey is coming into the game. She'll replace Kelsey Johnson. So Buell stays on the court with 2 fouls as Carlson steps into a 14-footer and knocks it home. Buell on the wing to Bailey. Buell drives, kicks to Aldridge on the wing. Floater from Aldridge off glass won't go. Rowe, the rebound, pushing the tempo up the court. Good transition defending from Katie Bender. Cuts off Rowe's drive. But now Rowe left alone on the wing, no good for 3. And the ball out of bounds. Goes back to the SaberCats. Hannah Wells and Hansel into the game for the SaberCats. as Aldridge and Johnson take a seat. Bender can't get past McCord. Buelltel, ball fake. Defender stays in front. Buelltel spins, can't get it to go. Bailey, the rebound and the putback. McCord across the row. Here's Carlson at the elbow. He fills it up. Carlson finding the heart of that SaberCat zone. And I don't think she's missed a jumper in that area. Bender to Buelltel. Kicks to Hansel. Across to Bender. Wells on the baseline. Sidesteps the defender. Shot won't go. And Lovegrove away with the rebound. To McCord. Cross court to Carlson. Three-pointer from Carlson. No. Buelltel gathers the rebound. Tigers unable to make the SaberCats pay on that trip. Buelltel working against McCord underneath, spins to the left shoulder, can't get it to go. Buelltel's shoestrings are untied right now. McCord. Carlson again at the elbow, misses that one, long on the attempt. Hansel to Wells. In the lane is Bender, fouled from behind on the attempt. Two shots coming for Katie Bender. She was fouled by Ashley Glass. And that's the first foul for Glass. First free throw attempt from Bender is short. McCord and Carlson headed to the bench for the Tigers as Follett checks into the game. Junior out of Grant, Michigan. And George back in for the Tigers. In the lane, Glass drives, lays it up. A foul is called. They call the foul on 32. First free throw's missed. And the officials clear up the situation. Foul is on Wells, her first. So Aldridge, her account is cleared for that foul at least. No damage done from the free throw line. Bender dribbles off her shoes. Wells able to recover. Now Bender finds Buelltel spinning off glass. Shot attempt won't go. Hansel. Wells at the elbow. Way short on that attempt. Buelltel saves it, but to George. Rowe now pushing the tempo into the front court for the Tigers. In the lane, George can't get it to go off glass, but Follett saves it for the Tigers. Lovegrove. In the lane is George. And a traveling violation called again on George. Johnson's sisters back into the game. And Lexi Buelltel getting her first rest, I believe, of the evening. as she sits down on the bench along with Hannah Wells. Buelltel still on 6 points, needs 20 to break 1,000. And Hansel cashes in on the baseline drive. SaberCats lead by 1. Bailey with the closeout on the wing. Follett to George. Turnaround jumper, no. As Johnson reached in. First free throw for George, off the mark. Uncharacteristic shooting from the free throw line for George tonight. That's a little bit more like it. Megan George rattles home the second one. And so the game is all tied up at 27. Coach Morrison wants to talk things over with the SaberCats. We'll be back in 30 seconds. McCord and Carlson back into the game for the Tigers out of the timeout. Johnson across to Aldridge, who walked on the wing. A wry smile from Maisie Aldridge. I don't think I could see anything wrong with that either, but the official ruling a traveling violation. 27 apiece. Carlson kicks it back to Follett. Now McCord across to Follett. Aldridge closes down. Carlson, turnaround at the elbow, no good. Bailey rips down the rebound. Johnson to Aldridge. Johnson, now Hansel gives to Bailey. Cross court to Johnson. Floats it down low to Carly Johnson. Can't get it to go off glass. And Follett now pushes the tempo for the Tigers. Tigers really looking to get on the break on missed shots from the SaberCats. McCord in the lane. Lefty drive from McCord. Gets it to go off glass. Hansel looking for Bailey down low. Ball falls over to Kelsey Johnson, who can't get it to go. And then the ball out of bounds off of Carlson will stay with the SaberCats. Buelltel's checking in. Bailey's going to take a seat. Johnson into Buelltel. Aldridge. And the Tiger defenders all over that. Read it like a book. Inbound play from the SaberCats. So good coaching from the previous meeting. Hansel, cross court to Aldridge. Stopping, kicks to Carly, now Kelsey Johnson. Hansel to Johnson. Kelsey Johnson on the wing, no. McCord the rebound, and again, dribbling with pace. Lovegrove on the wing for three. Good. Brianna Lovegrove connects and gives the Tigers a 5-point lead. 2 minutes to play in the opening half. Buelltel out to Aldridge. Hansel down low to Johnson. Spins and connects off glass. Now George turns to the elbow and fills it up. SaberCat defenders just not closing down. Tiger shooters at the elbow. And the Tigers have made them pay time and time again here in the first half. Aldridge on the wing. Finds a cutting Johnson. Great dish from Aldridge and a good read as both players stayed with Aldridge off the screen. George for three, short. Carlson and Buelltel battling for position down low. And the ball will stay with the Tigers. Head coach Rich Rensma calling out the plays for the Tigers. Carlson leans up, can't get it to go. Off-balance shot attempt, under a minute in the first half. It's a one-possession game. Bender back into the game for the SaberCats, across to Hansel. Carly Johnson. And Follett draws the offensive foul. Rowe back into the game for Lovegrove. McCord now for the Tigers. On the wing is Follett. Johnson stays with her. Now baseline jumper for Carlson. No. Bender snatches the rebound. About a 1 second difference between shot clock and game clock. Hansel threw it over Buelltel's head. Johnson drives, lays it up, and lays it in. 10 seconds in the first half remain. 1 point game. McCord spinning, rising up, can't get it to go. Johnson ahead to Bender, 2 seconds, 1 second, lays it up, and lays it in at the buzzer. What a play from Bender, as she just got the shot off in time. Officials rule the basket good. The SaberCats will take a 1 point lead into the locker rooms here in Watertown. What a finish to the first half. Thanks again for joining us for this broadcast of Division II NCCAA Women's Basketball. We'll be back for second half action live in Watertown in just about 15 minutes. We'll see you then.
Thank you for watching the MBU SaberCats Network.
Are you looking for something to do? Come into Watertown Bowl 18 or Watertown Bowl North and enjoy our friendly, courteous service along with a clean family atmosphere. Our family-operated business strives to give you, your family, and friends a pleasant experience each and every time you visit. Check out our website at watertownbowl.com for hours of operation and for weekly specials.
MBU SaberCats Network.
Watertown, Wisconsin, the gymnasium at Maranatha Baptist University. SaberCats with a 1-point lead coming out of the locker rooms to start the second half, thanks to 10 points from Katie Bender in that first frame. She went 4 of 6 from the field, 1 of 2 from behind the three-point line, and 1 of 2 from the free throw line. Here's Johnson with a three-point attempt of her own. Kelsey Johnson connects from deep. She now has 10 as well. Alexis Buell-Tell, highlighted in the opening, had 6 points in the first half. She needs 20 in this half to find that 1,000-point career mark this evening. Carlson, Rowe, back to McCord. Carlson on the wing, a deep three, way off target. Rowe underneath, at the buzzer, no good. But McCord finds a loose ball and keeps the possession for the Tigers. Carlson, another three-point attempt. That one's good from the top of the key. And Miranda Carlson answers. She now has 12 points. Just 4.5 points shy of her season average. Buell-Tell drives, lays it up, and in. Carlson kicks. Elbow jumper for Pfeiffer, no good. And Bender away for the SaberCats. Hansel finds Buell-Tell, hands to Carly Johnson, no good. Buell-Tell tips to Johnson. Bender will reset. Buell-Tell now on the baseline. Ball fake, rises up, spins around and drops. Buell-Tell with 4 points here in the second half already. And 3 SaberCats with 10 points. Kelsey Johnson, Buell-Tell, and Bender. Rest of the team with 12. Shot no good from George, and Kelsey Johnson the board. Ahead to Bender. Rowe stays with Bender. Hansel looking for options. Cross court to Johnson. Up top is Bender. On the baseline is Johnson. Shot no good, but Carlson could not cleanly corral that loose ball. And so the SaberCats, with 7:22 to play in the third quarter, will inbound from the baseline. George takes a seat on the Tigers bench as Ashley Glass checks in, the freshman out of Byron, Michigan. Bender calling for the ball, drives in the lane, swatted away by the Tigers defenders. Rowe ahead to Carlson. In the lane, dumps it down low. Pfeiffer back to Rowe. On the wing is Carlson. Another three-pointer for Miranda Carlson. Sophomore out of Big Rapids, Michigan. Making some big shots here in the second half. 2-point game. Rowe, the rebound. Tigers pushing the tempo again. Rowe in the lane, lays it up, won't go. Hansel tips it. Rowe swatted away by Kelsey Johnson. And a one-handed sling up the other end of Bender. Lays it up, can't get it to go off glass. Kelsey Johnson with her best Peyton Manning impression there. Full court pass to Bender. Slinging it. And Bender at the free throw line connects. Second attempt won't go for Bender. 2 of 4 from the free throw line tonight. SaberCats with a 3-point lead. Rowe cross court to McCord. McCord past Hansel. Wild shot won't go, and Pfeiffer lost out of bounds. SaberCat basketball. Don't believe either team has had more than a 5-point lead in this one. Maybe some statistician out there can correct me if I'm wrong, but it's been a pretty close ball game. And right now the Tigers step for step with the SaberCats. Rowe in the lane, fouled by Bender. Inbound, taken away by Johnson. Now Kelsey Johnson on the break. 2-on-1, ahead to Bender. In the lane, gets it to go. Bender stepped through defenders, fought off the contact, and finished. Bender with the hot hand tonight. She has 13. Carlson won't go. Kelsey Johnson and Pfeiffer battling for the rebound. Rowe in the lane, can't get it to go. And a foul called on Carly Johnson. Shot clock gets reset. Carly Johnson with her third foul will sit down on the SaberCat bench as Harmony Bailey checks back in. Carlson on the wing for three, short. Bailey. Good box out there from Bailey, closing out the perimeter shooter. Good fundamental basketball. Buell turns to the elbow, can't get it to go. Bailey fighting for underneath, bounces to Hansel. Bailey again fighting for the basketball, and Rowe comes away with it. Ahead to Carlson, blocked by Bender. End-to-end stuff here. SaberCats still with a 5-point advantage thanks to great defending from Bender. Buell, baseline drive right past McCord, kicks to Hansel, now Bender. Deep 2-point attempt from Bender, no. And McCord right past Bender, kicks to Rowe in the corner. 3-point attempt from Jewel Rowe, no. Pfeiffer, the rebound. Rowe now at the top of the key, knocks in an 18-footer. 45-42, SaberCats lead. Hansel. Bailey across to Johnson. Hansel was wide open underneath the basket, and Johnson looked to Buell instead. Buell lost the handle. Carlson away with it. And McCord into the front court. Lines up a 3-point attempt. Shot won't go, but Ashley Glass on the offensive glass. Pfeiffer in the lane to Rowe, cross to McCord. McCord's 3-point attempt way short, and Hansel able to grab the loose ball. Coach Morrison wants a timeout. It is a full timeout. We'll be right back to Watertown after this break. Copeland Excavating wishes the SaberCats the best of luck. Call Copeland Excavating for all your excavating needs. For pickup or delivery, Copeland Excavating offers crushed limestone, fill dirt, screened topsoil, sand, mulch, and landscape stone. They are also a dealer for county materials, which includes paver and retaining wall blocks. Let Copeland Excavating put their 56 years of experience to work for you. Call Copeland Excavating today at 920-261-2121.
Thank you for watching the MBU SaberCats Network.
Miranda Carlson leads all scorers here in Watertown. She's got 15 on 6 of 19 shooting from the field. So not exactly the most efficient night, but Carlson, unashamed to shoot, is the top scorer. Johnson. To Hansel. And Johnson will reset. 5 seconds now to shoot. Johnson dribbling the air out of the ball. Buell turns at the horn, can't get it to go. Too much dribbling on that possession for the SaberCats. And a turnover on the missed shot. Carlson at the elbow. Shot won't go. Bender the rebound. Lovegrove back into the game for the Tigers. And Bender is fouled by Jewel Rowe. That's her first foul. And a timeout's going to be called by head coach Rich Rensma for the Tigers. We'll head to a break once again and be back for the final 2 minutes and 7 seconds in the third quarter. Brad Kinsey and Realty Executives Platinum are intimately familiar with the demographics of the southeastern Wisconsin market. Located in Watertown, we employ sales executives and brokers who are dedicated to helping you find your dream home, as well as assisting you in acquiring the most for your property sale. Be assured that we are always looking out for our clients' best interests and dealing with you honestly. Your satisfaction is the measure of our success. Back in Watertown, Bender will inbound on the sideline into Johnson. Wells is checked into the game. Bender looking for Buell. Instead goes across to Hansel. Here's Johnson on the cut. Three-point attempt from Kelsey Johnson, no good. And a travel called on Ashley Glass. Tigers disagree. And Bender now for the SaberCats. 1:46 to play in the third quarter. Buell fouled on her way to the basket. That might be on Glass. It is indeed. And it is the second foul on Ashley Glass. Buell steps to the line for her first free throw attempts on the night. Right through the center as Alexis Buell now with 11 points, needs 15 to hit that elusive 1,000-point mark. Second free throw long. McCord dribbling out of trouble. Into the front court. In the lane. And a foul on Bender. It's her third. Both teams with 3 fouls here in the third quarter. Rowe into McCord. Carlson, another three-point attempt, won't go. Johnson tipped the rebound, Bender away. In the lane is Buell, sidesteps a defender, can't get it to go. And now the Tigers' turn on the break. Carlson, another three-point attempt. No. Comes crashing in, looking for the offensive rebound, but fouled in the process. Miranda Carlson now 3 of 11 from the three-point line or behind. So again, efficiency not quite there this evening for Carlson, but she continues to shoot with gusto. Wells across to Johnson. Hansel's got possession inside. Johnson lost it, but had to save it, and does so successfully. Wells to Johnson, cross court to Buell-Tell. Baseline drive from Buell-Tell. No good. Loose ball, Buell-Tell. Before Buell-Tell touched it, ruled out of bounds off the Tigers. Chloe DeVries getting into the game for her first action for the Tigers. Lobbed inside to Hansel. Taken away by the Tigers. Ahead to Rowe. Lays it up and in on the break. Two-point game. Under 30 seconds to play in the third quarter. Hendricks. Down to Bailey. Wells. Underneath is Bailey. Tips it back to Hansel. Now Johnson with 7 to shoot. Dribbles into Hendricks. Taken away by Lovegrove on the break. And is fouled with 4 seconds to play in the third quarter. Hansel picks up the foul. It's going to be her first. And Lovegrove steps to the free throw line for her first attempts of the evening. First free throw too long. Freshman out of Breckenridge, Michigan. Misses both free throws. Hansel the rebound. Outlet to Johnson. Full court attempt will not account. Falls right to the official. And we'll head to the fourth quarter. SaberCats clinging to a 2-point lead. We'll be right back for the fourth quarter action.
For the past 5 years and running, MBU business students scored in the top 13% nationwide on the business major field test. It's because of professors like Lieutenant Colonel Tracy Foster, who shares knowledge gained by unique experiences overseas and stateside. And it's due to students who are serious about their studies and are eager to go, serve, and lead wherever God sends them. Pursue your calling at Maranatha Baptist University.
Thank you for watching the MBU SaberCats Network.
Are you looking for something to do? Come into Watertown Bowl 18 or Watertown Bowl North and enjoy our friendly, courteous... Fourth quarter action underway in Watertown. Thanks again for joining us. Both teams raced out to a 22-point first quarter, but the offenses have slowed almost to a halt since then. 22 points in the second and third quarters combined for the Tigers, and 24 for the SaberCats in that span as well. Fans, you can stay connected with the SaberCats during the season by following them on social media. SaberCats are on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and on the web at mbusabercats.com. Use the hashtag SnarlStrong to show your support on social media. You can also catch a composite schedule, individual bios, and photo galleries, history and archives, and much, much more by visiting mbusabercats.com. Hansel cashing in on the offensive end. In the lane, McCord fouled by Buell-Tell. So McCord will step to the free throw line for her first attempts on the evening as well. Rattles out the first attempt. Tigers now 4 of 10 from the free throw line. And now 5 of 11, but still well below their season average of 68% from the free throw line. As a team, still within striking distance. It's a 3-point game. Johnson to Bender. Johnson looking for Buelltel. Nothing there. Cross court to Bender. Late shot clock again for the SaberCats. Hansel down low to Carly Johnson. Spins. Loose ball falls to Buelltel at the horn. Won't go. Johnson lost out of bounds. It'll be Tigers basketball. And the SaberCats opening up full court pressure now. A different look. Carlson and McCord are able to get across the timeline. Carlson for 3. Short again. Johnson falling over. Gets the ball to Buelltel. Johnson cross court to Bender. Bender cross court to Johnson. Dumps it down low to Carly Johnson. To the rim. Lays it in. McCord right past Hansel. Throws it ahead. And contact going for the loose ball. Stella Follett went flying. As did Johnson, I believe, going for that loose ball. The officials not calling any foul. SaberCats with a 5-point lead. Johnson behind the Buelltel screen. Buelltel rolls to the basket. Kicks it back to Johnson. Now Bender drives in the lane. Swatted about out of bounds. Active hands from the Tigers. 6 seconds on the shot clock for the SaberCats. In the lane, Johnson spins up. And the floater goes for Carly Johnson. 7-point game. Carly Johnson now into double figures for the SaberCat offense. 4 players have reached that mark. Carlson misses. And Carlson's gone cold here in the second half. And a foul called before the shot. It's going to be Brianna Lovegrove picking up the foul. Maybe a good break for the Tigers there. It's a 7-point game with 6 minutes and 34 seconds to play. It's a 30-second timeout. We'll be right back to Watertown.
For the past 5 years and running, MBU business students scored in the top 13% nationwide on the business major field test. It's because of professors like Lieutenant Colonel Tracy Foster, who shares knowledge gained by unique experiences overseas and stateside. And it's due to students who are serious about their studies and are eager to go, serve, and lead wherever God sends them. Pursue your calling at Maranatha Baptist University.
Baseline out of bounds. Katie Bender to trigger in for the SaberCats. Throws it away. Brianna Lovegrove away with the ball. Now McCord into the front court for the Tigers. Drives and kicks to Rowe. Cross court to Carlson. Carlson gets around Buelltel and gets the basket to go. I believe those are her first points since the first half. Maybe a field goal I missed. But Carlson now with 17 points leads all scorers. Brings the Tigers back within 5. Johnson won't get the runner to go. Carlson ahead to George. Across to Rowe. Free throw jumper won't go for George. Johnson cleans up the board. Bender across to Johnson, now Hansel. Bender looking for options, throws it behind Johnson. Drives, kicks to Carly Johnson. And a foul is going to be called on Carlson. It's her 4th. So Carlson up against the limit. 5 minutes and 20 seconds to play in this one. Kelsey Johnson, baseline jumper won't go. Lovegrove the board. McCord gets in the lane. Finds George. Short jumper will not go. Out of bounds. Off of Rowe. Johnson's going to take a seat as Harmony Bailey checks into the game. Aldrich to Hansel. Aldrich dribbling past defenders, hands to Buell-Tell. 3-point attempt from Buell-Tell, banks off the glass and in. I'm sure she called it. 8-point lead for the SaberCats, not for long as Lovegrove gets it to go. Efficient press break, SaberCat defenders not sealing the sideline. Tigers back within 6. Aldrich across to Hansel. Johnson to Buell-Tell. Spins. Rises up. Shot won't go. Bailey underneath. Ball on the ground. Johnson collects. Aldridge into Bailey. Pulls it back out and across to Hansel. Buell-Tell now with 13 on the shot clock. Baseline jumper is good. Alexis Buell-Tell now with 16 points. Just 10 shy of 1,000. McCord. Dribbling past defenders. Goes to the rim. Blocked by Bailey, but a foul before. It's going to be the second on Kelsey Johnson. McCord will head to the free throw line for 2 attempts. Mackenzie McCord now with 7. George and Carlson leading the way for the Tigers offense tonight. Carlson's got 17. George has 12. Rowe with 9 and McCord now with 8 after the 2-for-2 trip from the free throw line. Buell-Tell spins, rises up over Carlson. Buell-Tell's going to give that 1,000-point mark a scare tonight. She's now 8 points shy. She's got 18. And a block is going to be called on Aldridge. She can't believe it. McCord into Rowe. 8-point ball game. It's the largest lead for the SaberCats. Under 3 to play in the fourth quarter. Tigers need a basket here. Carlson walked. Good defending from the SaberCats, staying with Carlson on the drive. And Carlson comes up a little hobbled. She will warrior on. through the pain. Johnson crosses up the defender. SaberCats bleeding the clock with the 8-point lead. Hansel to Buell in the corner. Threw it away. Rowe comes up with a turnover. Rowe to Carlson. George, shot won't go. And the frustrations continue for the Tigers offense here in the late stages of this ball game. SaberCats looking to close out this win and end the 4-game losing streak. Kelsey Johnson looking to do just that. First double-digit lead for either team. SaberCats lead 62-51. And a 10-second violation, adding insult to injury for the Tigers. And a full timeout called by Rich Rensma for the Tigers. They need some answers here with 1 minute and 40 to play. We'll be right back.
Thank you for watching the MBU SaberCats Network.
Service, along with a clean family atmosphere. Our family-operated business strives to give you, your family, and friends a pleasant experience each and every time you visit. Check out our website at watertownbowl.com for hours of operation and for weekly specials.
Thank you for watching the MBU SaberCats Network.
SaberCat basketball out of the timeout. Aldrich will inbound to Johnson. Buell. Johnson now for the SaberCats working against McCord. An offensive foul is going to be called. I'm sorry, the foul is called on McCord. It's her first. It's SaberCat basketball. New shot clock, so more time to kill. Instead, it's Bailey with an off-balance attempt, but she was fouled in the process. She'll head to the free throw line. Foul is on George. First free throw from Bailey rattles down and in. Second free throw, no, but Aldridge, the offensive rebound. And now the Tigers forced a foul to try to extend this game. Maybe too little too late here as they trail by 12 with 75 seconds to play in Watertown. First free throw from Kelsey Johnson, no good. Second free throw, though, rattles down. 13-point game. Buell almost got it away from the Tigers. Rowe, baseline drive, kicks to George. In the lane, taken away by the SaberCats. Under a minute to play. And the SaberCats cruising to victory now. just playing keep away. Johnson across, and a foul called on McCord. It's going to take some real heroics now to catch the SaberCats as the Tigers trail by 13. Johnson at the free throw line. Long again. Not been a proficient line from the, not been a proficient night from the free throw line for either team, as the SaberCats shooting 45% currently, 5 of 11. Make it 6 of 12. So the SaberCats shooting 50%, and the Tigers just over 50%. 14-point game. Rowe, a three-pointer on the wing, won't go. Johnson rolls it out to her sister, who is fouled by Rowe. And now with 32.5 to play, Johnson heading back to the free throw line for the SaberCats. Hannah Wells and Holly Schmucker checking into the game. And good on the first attempt. Two for two. Kelsey Johnson's night most likely done, as Haley Hendricks checks in for the SaberCats. It was Bender who led the way offensively in the first half for the SaberCats. She's cooled down a bit in the second half, but Buell-Tell has answered the call with 12 second half points. And McCord fouls Carly Johnson. McCord now with 4. Carlson also on 4 fouls, has been that way for the last 5 minutes of the game. So she has been fairly neutralized on the defensive end. Johnson's free throw won't go. Carlson the rebound. Followed ahead to Rowe. 3-point attempt from Follett. Won't go, but is going to be given free throw attempts. Fouls on Schmucker. Her first. And 3 free throws coming for Stella Follett, the junior out of Grant, Michigan. 15-point game. 11.4 to play. Johnson ahead to Bender. And the senior can hold the ball for the final seconds of this, their second home win of the season. SaberCats end the losing streak and earn their second home win here in front of the home fans by the score of 67-54 over the visiting Tigers of Grace Bible College. Thanks for joining us this evening and watching this presentation of SaberCats basketball on the SaberCats Sports Network. Hope you have enjoyed it. Next up, the SaberCats will host Great Lakes Christian College here on Saturday. And that is going to be Parents' Day for the SaberCats, so we're looking forward to having many of the players' parents with us for that exciting event. But if you are not able to travel to Watertown, we hope you'll join us via live stream once again. Tip-off for that game on Saturday, set for 1 p.m. with the men's game to tip off 30 minutes after the conclusion of the women's game, so probably in the ballpark of 3 to 3:15 Central Standard Time. Until next time, this is David Anderson saying thank you for the pleasure of your company so long, and good night.